Hello, my name is Charlie Birchmer, and today I have created a presentation about bullying. Who does it affect? How does it come about? And how can we stop it? There are different types of bullying. Bullying, by definition, is an unwanted aggressive behavior among school-aged children that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. This often happens multiple times and tends to target the same child bullied as well as the same bullier. It includes an imbalance of power that emphasizes the physical strength, access to embarrassing information, or popularity to control or harm others. There are three types: verbal, social, and physical. What is verbal bullying? This bullying is done when someone says or writes something mean to another. This can include name-calling, teasing, threats, sexual comments, and taunting. What is social bullying? This can include a relationship between the bully and the person being bullied. It is done to hurt someone's reputation or the reputation one shares with another. This includes spreading rumors, leaving someone out, telling someone not to be friends with another, or embarrassing another. Finally, physical bullying. This is the act of hurting someone or harming their possessions. This includes hitting, pinching, tripping, pushing, spitting, breaking something on purpose, rude hand gestures. How does bullying behavior differ based on gender? Boys, they are seen to assert more aggression of the physical bullying. They may hit, kick, or push others. They tend to take other toys and break them. They are less likely to report being bullied. Girls are seen to leave other girls out, pull their hair, break toys, or spread rumors. Bullies tend to bully the same gender. Warning sign that a child is being bullied or bullying others. The bully depends on two factors. Some are well connected to their peers, have social power, or are overly concerned about their popularity and like to dominate or be in charge of others. Others are more isolated from their peers and may be depressed or anxious, have low self-esteem, be less involved in school, be easily pressured by peers, or do not identify with the same emotions or feelings of others. Here are some signs. It is likely that the bully is likely to argue or get angry very quickly when confronted. They like to take control of situations quickly and confidently. They get angry easily and they quickly show their anger. They are very bossy toward their peers. They are very good at convincing others to follow. They often refuse to cooperate. And they are very likely to deny his or her involvement with bullying. For the one being bullied, they come home with damaged clothing, books, or other belongings, has unexplained bruises, cuts, or scratches. They have very few friends whom they spend time with. They seem afraid to go to school, ride the bus, walk to school, lose interest in school, or suddenly do poorly in school. They seem sad, moody, or teary, depressed. Complains of a variety of physical elements like headaches and stomach aches on school days. Can't sleep or complaining of bad dreams. They avoid using the telephone and the internet and seem anxious about their low self-esteem. And finally, they talk about suicide. Characteristics that make one most vulnerable to being bullied. Any child can be bullied, although children who are bullied may have one of these factors. They have poorly developed social skills and difficulty with their peer relationships. They have very few friends that they may be socially isolated at school. They are unassertive or vulnerable. They are insecure. They might have special needs or physical differences. They might not speak the same language that others speak. They might be overweight or underweight. They might wear glasses, different clothing, be new to school, not being able to afford what other kids consider cool. They are perceived as weak or unable to defend themselves. They could be depressed, anxious, or have low self-esteem. They may be less popular. They may not get along with others, seem annoying, provoking, or antagonizing for others. Other reasons one are bullied. It can happen to anyone, but some students are increased risk for being bullied if they're lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, youth, have disabilities, are socially isolated. Additionally, those that are perceived as weak, less popular, overweight, self-esteem are higher to be bullied. What does age have to do with bullying, and how does the bully begin to impact the person's development? There is a noticeably being bullied in the middle school, grades 6, 7, and 8, than in other senior high schools. The brain creates the mood and assurance of not being good enough, lacking self-esteem, wanting to commit suicide, having bad thoughts that trigger aggression and anger. One can also become very emotional. For social relationships, they might tend to isolate themselves, not have very many friends due to lack of trust, may be aggressive towards one, may not be angry towards another, may not develop the relationships to work on their social skills. Familiar relationships, they might start to distance themselves, show low self-esteem, not trust one, become very aggressive, and finally learning, they assert the low self-esteem and not believing in oneself in the classroom. They do not assert themselves on their schoolwork, and they tend to isolate themselves and the teacher in the classroom. Late childhood adolescence might increase bullying and succumbing to peer pressure. How is one developing during this time period? During the development of someone in their late childhood/adolescent years, bullying and peer pressure might become evident in one's life. They need to fit in, wanting to have friends, being afraid to stick up for one, having low self-confidence, and other problems that may occur at home are some of the reasons why one bullies, and they might fall into the peer pressure of bullying. During this period, the brain is developing and growing into the personality of whom one will be. During this time, some children who experience trauma and bullying may have strong feelings of distress, while other children may appear desensitized. One could be overwhelmed with other situations during this developmental period and take out on others who feel better about themselves by bullying. What drives the bully to engage in this type of behavior? Although there is a number of reasons why one may bully, it is often to do with the overwhelmingness that one could be experiencing at home. Some of the reasons are listed. They might be neglected, psychologically, physical, or sexual abuse, domestic abuse, community or school violence. They might be bullied, so they bully someone else. There might be a natural disaster going on in the world. Their parents may be called off into war, or there is a war going on. They could have an illness. Their parents could be sent off to the military. They could be dealing with the family loss. They could also watch television programs or play video games that are very violent. How does Eriksson's theory apply to the bully, the victim, and the bystanders, and what other theories may also explain the bullying behavior? Eriksson's theory is 8 stages. The textbook writes, Eriksson proposed that each period of life has a unique challenge or crisis that the person reaches and it must face, referred to as psychosocial crisis. If a person does not resolve a stage successfully, it may hinder their ability to deal with later stages. For example, if a person who does not develop a sense of trust in the first stage may find it challenging as an adult to form a positive, intimate relationship, the 6th stage, or an individual who does not develop a clear sense of purpose and identity, the 5th stage may become self-absorbed and rather work toward the betterment of others, the 7th stage. Relating this back to the bully, victim, and bystander, one cannot develop the sense of trust since they are being bullied, so therefore they cannot pass the 5th stage or the 5th stage. One who is a bystander wants to fit in, but they don't want to be there's another person. They want to not be themselves, so therefore they cannot pass the 5th stage. And one who is self-absorbed and is a bully cannot pass the 7th stage. A theory that is also may explain bullying behavior is Sigmund Freud. Freud emphasized the importance of early childhood experience in shaping the personality and behavior of one. Ways bullying can be prevented. Provide a safe and secure environment at home and at school. Hold children to their behavior and make rules. Stop the exposure to violent video games and TV shows. Pay attention and spend time with one's child. Support the child in what activities they seem to be interested in. Reward them for good behavior. Listen to the child. Counseling may be advised. Encourage children to talk if they have been bullied or have been the bully. Role of bystanders. A bystander is a child that may not start the bullying or lead in the bullying behavior, but serve as an assistant to the child who are they bullying. Some encourage the bullying, some don't know how to stop it, but they may want to help, but they may laugh or say something encouraging to the bully or just sit and watch. Often bystanders want to help but do not want to make the bully mad and make them start to hurt the person that is sticking up for the person being bullied. There are 3 types. the kids who assist, kids who reinforce, and the outsiders. And here are some references that I used in this.